And we are live for the very first time from Brevetto. Allison, how the heck are you?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
Good, good. So Allison is one of our sort of co-founders here at Brevetto. She's been with us since the beginning of our Florida operations. So Allison, I got to say, it's been quite a bit of a journey. I'm sure you guys have been trying to pry AB out of my cold dead hands for a while, but she is live and ready to go. So I'm excited. So if you're just
Yeah, it's
joining
certainly
us,
been a
welcome. Yep.
journey, but a very rewarding one.
Yeah, and we're Allison will tell you that she is the not the most tech savvy person in the world, but I would hearken to disagree. The amount of time that we've spent together, you've come quite a long way. Is that you feel that? Is that still true for you, or is that am I putting words in your mouth?
Column A, column B. It's every time I feel like I grasp a concept, I'm a month behind, but then I catch back up. So it's certainly a learning curve, but one that I'm prepared to brace, especially with the help of our agents. So it gets easier with each day.
Yeah, it really does. One of the things we talk about a lot when we're thinking about AI is how do we make it more, how do we ensure that the things that humans do well, humans still do, and the things that AI does well, it takes those things off our plate so we can be more productive, we can be more effective, we can have a whole lot more fun. And so I'm going to be taking you guys through sort of the AbëONE system today. It's sort of the centerpiece of what we're building here at Brevetto, along with our AI Guardians. And so we've got some pretty cool stuff to show you, and I'll be sharing screen. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I can answer questions live. If I don't know the answer, Allison will. If she doesn't, I won't. We'll see what happens. But we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and present, share screen here. And Allison, if you could just let me know if you see my screen and if everything's working properly, that would be great. You see me? Or you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, great. So what you're looking at here,
Yep,
this is,
yep.
What's that? I lost you there. So what you're seeing here on the left side of the screen, this is a sort of an IDE. This is called cursor.ai. This is just a system where you would come in and let's say you wanted to build a website and you knew how to code. This would be a great place to do it. If you don't know how to code, it would be a lot more difficult. So what we've done is we've created our first version of AbëONE in Cursor. And so what you're able to do is you're actually able to build with AI here. One of the problems with that, though, is that if you don't have a coding background and you're not deeply experienced in it, one of the biggest challenges can be it gets away from you really fast. One of the things that I found very early on coding with AI is that it has a lot of bias. If you think about AI, it is trained on all of the human written data that's on the internet. And if there's anything we know about humans, that they are biased. And so we noticed that very quickly that we were seeing all of these different bias patterns that were showing up in our code. And so we were having a lot of trouble, we've got an amazing technical team who doesn't need AI coding at all. But guys like me and people who are sort of on the creative side or the entrepreneurial side who want to get in, make stuff quickly, and get out, it's really, really challenging because there's so many sort of failure patterns when it comes to AI coding. So what we did was we created what's called what we call the Guardians, and they are a series of AI agents that help you with different things. And we're going to sort of go through what all of those are today. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop in here and open this little guy here. And so I'm just going to type in, I'm going to explicitly call one of our agents. So the first agent I'm going to call is AeYON, and AeYON is sort of the orchestrator agent, sort of a no nonsense, very little personality, just straight to the point. It's got one job and one job only, and it is to write code, do it well, and not follow these sort of failure patterns that we see with AI coding. And so I'm just going to tell it to, I'm going to say to do an end-to-end analysis of the entire code base. We are live streaming, streaming now, and would love the most interesting let's see, sort of features, products, and services that AbëONE can help us with. Let's do some. Let's get introduced to the Guardians, and let's also let's play with some design. Let's see if we could actually make some websites for people right here while we're playing around. So Guardians and designed systems for web development. All right, so just going to give that a quick second. So sort of the architecture that this is built on, it's called neuromorphic. And what it does, it allows us to work very quickly. So what you're seeing now is the system's actually searching different folders in its code base based on the input that I put in. And so it's got a lot of times when you'll see like searches, they'll be like keyword based. So it's just looking for a specific keyword in the code base, but that's not what this is doing. This is actually doing what's called a semantic search, which means that it's using inference to actually find things that are based on communication patterns. So it's got a much better search because it can search ideas and intent as opposed to just keywords. And so what you just saw here, so it did all the search and then it wrote a document. So I'm going to click that. And it's actually going to show up here in the middle of the screen. I'll pull this over so you guys can see it. I'm going to do a little thing over here. I'm going to do Command-Shift-V, and it's actually going to turn it into a more readable format for us humans. So this says AeYON end-to-end code-based analysis, Livestream showcase, complete system overview. And so it's going to take us sort of through the patterns it uses, executive summary. It's got 8 guardians validating everything at every step. Triadic execution, so it turns ideas to in reality with so it's got me who it's working with the user. So this would be you if you're using AbëONE. And then it's got multi-agents, so it's actually working with me and then 2 other agents at a time. Neuromorphic intelligence, so think of sort of a biological brain, so a neural network, an LLM, an AI LLM uses neural networks. So it's very similar to the human brain. We took it a few steps further and built a series of layers in it, so it doesn't just use the LLM. It also uses what are called SNUs and some other technical terms. But basically, all that means is it's sort of if you ever look at an EKG and you look at human brain waves, they have those little up and down spikes. Well, this does the same thing. It's got it operates very much like a biological a biological brain, much more than what you'd normally be used to in a computer, which is just your standard coding parameters and that just operate on logic and math. Next, we got enterprise. So this is sort of our infrastructure that that will be handling our agents. But in this code base, there are 149 different agents that have different jobs, different functions. So we've got the 8 AI guardians, and each of them has a series of agents that they use for their specific tasks. And then those agents have what are called swarms, which actually go out and they do things really fast. So if you're building a website, if you're developing an application, it's just incredibly fast, which is great unless you don't have sort of the guidelines and guardrails that we have here that keep it from hallucinating or going into other failure modes like deception, which we often find in if you think of ChatGPT and Anthropic, if you've ever worked with some of these systems, you'll find that they can display some odd behavior on occasion. And so what we've done is we've built guardrails around that so that you're actually getting exactly what you want out of the AI. We've got a complete design system. We've got 4 products in production. Simple terms, AbëONE is like having a team of expert developers, quality inspectors, and system architects all working together automatically, thinking like biological brain, running on enterprise infrastructure and validating everything at every step. So then here you can sort of see some of our guardians, the guardian swarm. So we've got AEYON, he's our atomic executor. John, this guy's named after my dad. He's the quality certifier. Always told me to measure twice and cut once. Intent origin. So this is sort of the strategic layer. So this is where I come in to develop sort of the strategy. This is the forensic analyst. Looks like these guys are offline, so we'll figure out what that is. And AB is the coherence checker. She's also sort of the heart of the system. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up a new window here, and I'm going to let's take a look at the actual system that we have for developing a website. So I'm just going to say AeYON, who's our orchestrator. We want to develop a cool website. How do we get started? So I'm just going to take it. So one of the things that I find interesting about this system is that it actually does better with more context, but less direction. So basically what I mean by that is if I was a developer, I would want to know, exactly where my each of my folders were. I would want to ensure that I understood, the exact programming language that I was using. There's so many details that I would have to know. But the agents already know all these things, already trained on them. And so the more sort of specific feedback you give them, if you're not a trained developer, it's less likely to get right what you want. But if you ask it like in very general terms, like, I'm trying to drive traffic to a website that sells shoes, it's going to do a much better job of, building that website for you than if you were to say, use this particular framework with this particular tool to do this particular function. It's just not going to be as effective because it limits the creativity that agent has. So what I did here is said website setup summary. What you have, Next.js, this is the framework. So these are the coding languages. And then you've got Barbeto AI landing page, design system, Tailwind CSS, components, hero, features, convergence, stats, CTA, footer, and then dependencies installed. And then so it's going to say it wants me to copy this and drop it into my terminal. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see how much of this it can actually do on its own without me sort of helping it as a bit of a demonstration. So it gave me a local host, which is if you're a developer, you already know this, but if you're not, it's just the ability to look at your website as if it were on the internet. It's going to show it in a browser window. So this is sort of the project structure, just the base project structure it developed, knowing what I want to do. To start the server, which is the local host, it wants me to run that in the terminal, but I'm gonna see how much we can have it do without us. So quick actions, customize components, edit files, et cetera, et cetera. So it gives you some information about the colors it chose for the design system, and we can change all that. So why don't we do this, Allison? Why don't I ask you? I'm going to ask AeYON to give us a series of questions to guide us in making the website. So, and then we can kind of answer those as sort of ad lib. Or if anybody who's watching has ideas, feel free to drop those in the comments. Allison, can you see the main comments on the page? I can't actually see inside. Just if you hit comments and people drop in comments, feel free to just shout those out to me. All right, so what I'm going to do, give me 10 questions that will be most effective in guiding our website build while giving you complete autonomy to use to run the technical aspects because Allison and I are not good at tech. All right, so and then what you'll see here is it also does, it'll build out its sort of to-do list, and then it'll go sort of through each of these as it's building. You can see how fast this thing is. The neuromorphic technology we're on, plus what Cursor has with Composer 1, which is their onboard model, is very, very fast. So created 10 strategic questions to guide the build. They focus on vision and goals, not technical details. And that's how you want to use this system. You never want to focus, if you're using the AI, unless you're a developer, you don't want to focus on the technical. You want to focus on the vision and the outcome that you're looking to achieve. That's going to get you a much better result than if you sort of try to pretend you know the technicals that you don't know, if you don't know. All right, so 10 questions. What is the primary purpose of our website? What should visitors do when they arrive? What do you think, Allison? What do we want to make? Did I lose you? All right, so I've lost audio on Allison. So
I'm so sorry. I'm having some technical difficulties in the comment section, so I apologize. Access the Guardians.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Sorry, that was sorry. You said access the Guardians as the answer to the question, or was that about what you found in comments?
Yeah, the comment was, how do they gain access to the Guardian? So I was trying to respond, and it looks like my comments are only fractured. So I do apologize for that.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, so we're today's our first time going live, so it's sort of a dry run. But we'll sort of get that sorted out for you. But for now, I think we just answer comments vocally. This way you don't have to worry about responding in chat. So the question was, how do you get access to the Guardians? Was that it? I lost you again.
Yes. So the question was, how do we gain access to the Guardians in reference to using them on a day-to-day basis in our daily lives? Jay, so to answer your question, the quickest and concise way would be to just log into our website for AI Guardian, which is https://www.aiguardian.ai. There you'll find more information on all the Guardians and the products we offer, as well as the different components for access. We do have a freemium, a basic plan, and a pro plan that is ready for access. So hopefully that answers your question. And again, I'm sorry for the comment section.
Awesome. Thank you, Allison. That's exactly right. If you go to AI Guardian, no S, AIGuardian.ai, you can go check that out right now. They are ready to rock. All right, so 10 questions. What is the primary purpose of the website? What you want to make something silly, Allison, or you want to make something real that we can actually use?
Let's go with clothing line.
Okay. All right. So we are doing a clothing line. And let's why don't we do this? Why don't we do? We're doing a clothing line on Shopify, but we don't want to integrate Shopify just yet. We do want to build the front end with the ability to later connect Shopify. Okay. Let's see. All right, so we got that one. Okay, who is your ideal, or what should the visitors do when they arrive? They should browse our collections that you create for us. Okay. What's the next one? What makes you? Who is your ideal customer? Who are they? What problem do they solve, or what problem do they have? And what would make them say, "This is exactly what I need"? What do you think? Should we make a clothing website for dirty toddlers? Why don't we do that?
I think that's redundant. That's just toddlers.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. That is redundant. That's just yeah, that's obvious. Yeah. Okay. What about what do you think? Like, why don't we do like we could do two different things together. So we could take sort of a t-shirt line. What should we do? A pirate themed t-shirt line?
Yep.
All right. All right. So we offer pirate themed t-shirts and flip-flops. Okay. Let's see what's next. All right. Who are they? What problem do they have? What is okay? So the problem they have. So they are Tampa and Clearwater residents who lack proper footwear and t-shirts to wear to Gasparilla. If you don't know, Gasparilla is a once-a-year event where Clearwater celebrates piracy and the destruction of their villages. All right, what makes you different? What sets you apart? What have you actually built versus what others promise? I'm not familiar with any other pirate-themed Gasparilla Shopify stores, so I think that makes us pretty different. Let's say we also do comedy on the side and have
dabble.
We also dabble in a spot of comedy. And this brings in 20% of our customers who see us at stand up at the open mic night. See us at the open mic night at the stand up club that we also promote. All right, this is not my secret life, Allison. This is our imaginations running wild. What should visitors feel when they visit? Trust, excitement, relief. I think it's got to be relief, right? Like they've been looking for their pirate attire, their pirate flip flops and sandals and
Confusion.
such. And so, yes. So they experience relief first, then immediate confusion. Immediate confusion. So we need to talk them off the ledge quickly. Okay. And one of the things I also found working with AI is that the more sort of exclamation points and hyperbole that you use, that works really great when you're kind of playing with them and having fun. Not so good for coding because they'll take those sort of personalities that you infuse in them and then they'll sort of bake them into the code, and it's not always a good thing. But because we have the Guardians, it's not going to let that happen. So we can actually have a lot of fun with this and actually get the design. We can get it to build the design with this fun sort of hyperbole, but it's not going to actually infect the code base in a way that it would have had we not had the Guardians protecting our assets. All right. So what are 3 to 5 of the most important things visitors must know? What do we got here, Allison? What are the 3 to 5 most important things Our visitors must know when they arrive at the website. They need to know where they can get tickets to our stand-up show, obviously. Tickets to stand-up. You just know that there's a 2-drink minimum. Minimum, and they must tip because, duh. What else? What else you got, Allison? What are the other? What are some of the things they need to know immediately upon arrival? We get any comments over there? Feel free to chime in, guys. This is your Mad Lib too. Let's see. What else do they need to know quickly? Oh, we host a webinar once a week to sell our multi use flip flops. And then I'm gonna just tell it to extrapolate. So I can then put in parentheses. I can say like extrapolate on this for both humorous intent and descriptions about our most popular offerings. Okay. All right. So 6. What are the 3 to 5 most important things? Oh no. What do you want visitors to do next? Buy shit. Let's go. Come on. All right. 7. What content do you already have? Logos, images, videos. We have nothing. The open mic scene is not so it's not so great at covering our expenses. So we need your help. We need your help in a major way. Whatever you can do is great. 8, what websites do you love and why? You got anything? Any websites that you love, Allison? I kind of like. I like how
ours just to really confuse it. But the AI Guardian website.
Ah, nice. I like it. AI Guardian. .ai. Apple. Let's do apple.com. Let's do like
and Netflix.
Oh yeah, nice. Netflix. Okay. All right. Let's go with that. Okay. 9. What are your deal breakers? What must not happen? Slow loading, confusing navigations. They must not miss the opportunity to buy tickets to our stand-up, and they must not experience a slow loading website, or yeah, that'll do.
Ooh, no pop-up ads.
Oh, absolutely no pop-up ads. Dark patterns, bro. Okay. What does success look like? How would you know if it's working? More demos, signups, recognition. Lots of webinar signups, tickets to our show, and flip-flop sales that would make Captain Hook jealous. Okay. All right. So I think we've got that. And anything else, Allison, that you wanted to get in here? Because this is very important that we get this right.
No, I think that embodies the very direct message I'm trying to develop for our pirate brand.
Good. I thought it would.
Rum.
Ay vey. Wow, that would have been just all right. So let's add this to where does this go? What should your visitors feel when they let's actually do this for 4. What should your visitors feel? They should feel drunk. As if they were just stopping in for a rum, for a bottle of rum, which we also happen to sell. All right. So we almost missed rum. That could have been disastrous. We didn't. Anything else before we hit enter here? Don't. Okay, it's gone. All right, so it's thinking now. Okay, building a pirate-themed site with collections, comedy show promotion, webinar signups, and ticket sales. Fast, no pop-ups, no dark patterns. Structuring it. Oops, I lost it. Structuring it to connect to Shopify later. So right now, it made its to-do list. So right now, it's create a pirate-themed landing page with collections. So that's what it's doing here. So this is a .ts file. So that's TypeScript. So we know it's actually doing work and not just making documents, which if you've ever used Cursor before, you'll find that it does in sort of crazy ways. It'll just make all these documents and you sort of don't even know what it's doing and it gets really crazy. So it actually is writing code. If you actually click on this, it'll pop it up here so we can see the code that's writing. So all of this that you're seeing here, that was just generated from scratch. We're not giving any templates at the moment. Now it does have a design system. So it's able to pull in libraries, it's able to pull in components, buttons, sort of menu items, all those things I've preloaded into the system. So you've already got all the sort of components you need, but it's going to write the code and then access those components. So you can see here it's starting to write starting to build our components and name them. So we've got a pirate hero, we've got a pirate collection, pirate comedy show, creating collections and product pages and updating navigation. So it's building the pages out now. And here's the actual one of the pages it's building, fixing so it's also, as it goes through, it does sort of a cycle. So it's actually working with multiple agents using the best ones with the best specializations, sort of behind the scenes. And then it's going back doing multiple passes because it's only, so we've built the orchestrator. So it's called Atomic AI. And basically what it means is it only does the smallest thing at a time. So it just does one little thing, and then it does another little thing, and another little thing, and another little thing. So it's not just running off and making all this crazy stuff. It's following a very specific pattern, a very specific sequence, so that it doesn't do all of the things that if you ever sort of done this before, it can be, if I had hair, it would have been gone. All right, so here we go. Website complete. Built a pirate-themed e-commerce site with the requested features. What's included? Hero section, welcome to the rum shop, landing. Relief message to reduce confusion. Clear CTAs for collections, tickets, a webinar. Product collections, browse collections, Gasparilla Essentials, comedy merch. Product cards with pricing, Shopify, ready, data structure, easy to connect later. Collection and product detail pages, comedy show section, ticket purchase interface, 2 drink minimum calculator. Clear pricing, no surprises, humor throughout. Webinar sign up, email capture form, multi-use flip-flop descriptions, weekly webinar promotion, design principles, no pop-ups, no dark patterns, fast loading, mobile responsive, and clear navigation. Here's our shop here. And usually this doesn't generally work on the first time. We'll see if it does. Before we do, pages created. So it's got a shop page, main shop page, hero, collections, comedy, webinar, collections handle, collection details page, products ID, product detail pages, Shopify integration ready. So it's already built sort of the interface that it's going to use to need to make API calls or interface calls to Shopify. Add checkout functionality, connect product images, we'll do that later. Next steps, add real product images currently using emoji placeholders, connect email service for webinar signups, add payment gateway for ticket sales, deploy to production. Files created, these are the different files it's got created. So over here, you see these are what we have in our code base. It created those in its little separate repo. And the site is ready to launch. No pop-ups, no dark patterns, just a fast, fun pirate shop that converts visitors into customers. So let's see, I'm going to open up our, go over here. Let's see if it got it right on the first time. I'll be darned. Welcome to the Run Shop. We also sell t-shirts, flip-flops, and tickets to our comedy showcase. Wait, what? Don't panic. You're in the right place. We've got everything Tampa Bay Pirate needs. Gear to Gasparilla, flip-flops that won't quit, and comedy shows that'll make you laugh harder than a drunk parrot. So I never said it was the best at humor, because that is something that humans are much better at. And so what we would do after this, we would then send this to Allison. So Allison would create this page. Then she would go in and use her wit and her actual humor to make this funny. And then so we got browse collections, get show tickets during webinar. The only thing we're plundering is your wallet. You'll be but you'll be happy about it. So I actually think the setup was actually not terrible. Punchline, Allison, we're gonna need your hand on that.
That's really funny, actually.
Our collect, and it even shows. So we didn't tell it what font to choose, right? So it used its inference abilities to kind of identify what sort of font might make sense. Our collections, everything you need to look like a proper pirate, or at least not embarrass yourself at Gasparilla. I don't even think that's possible to embarrass yourself. But you can see here these components, very modern web components. They pop up. They're very cool. Shop now actually takes you to the shop page. This is actually quite good. And you can see this. This is where you would actually check out, pick a size 9, size 10. How many pairs do I want? And go to add to checkout. Back to shop, and scroll back down the page. Stand-up comedy show, where 20% of our customers discover us and hopefully buy stuff. Come for the laughs, stay for the merch, or come for the merch, stay for the laughs. Either way, you're buying tickets and tipping because duh. Every week, open mic, 2-drink minimum, tip your comedians, get your tickets. So we got our little ticket sales here. Why you should come. Laugh so hard you'll forget you're in Tampa. Ouch. Ouch, Tampa. Drinks that'll make you forget you're in Tampa. Does not like Tampa. Must forget Tampa. Buy our merch and look cool, or at least cooler. Support local comedy. We need it. Weekly webinar, multi-use flip-flops. Learn why our flip-flops are the only footwear you'll ever need. What you'll learn, beach mode. These flip-flops handle sand like a pro. No more burning your feet on hot sand or losing your shoes in the waves. Just really going for the spill here. Allison, you have to laugh at my pun. Rum spill resistant, spilled your drink, no problem. These flip-flops laugh in the face of sticky situations, literally. Gasparilla ready, quick escape mode. Need to make a hasty exit. These flip-flops won't slow you down. We've tested this multiple times. Questionable life choices approved. We've put these through hell. They survived. You probably will too. Sign up for our next webinar here. Got our footer down here, the Rum Shop, t-shirts, flip-flops, comedy shows, and questionable life choices. Tampa Bay's finest pirate gear. Quick links, contact. And so we did that in, what? I think it took us maybe 10 minutes or something, 10 minutes-ish. So now what I would then be able to do is go back to Cursor and now communicate with our guardian. So if you were to just get Cursor for, spend your $20 a month on Cursor and go do what we just did, you would have a horrible, ugly. Allison, that's what we should do next time. We should do one with. We should have you do one on your side with just Cursor. Or no, you can do the cool one. Well, if you do the cool one on your side, and then I'll do the just Cursor version, and we'll do the exact same responses, and then we'll see what the difference is between the two, and then we can actually justify why you'd be crazy not to have these guardians in your life. So that's, I think that gives us a good baseline. Is there anything else you think we should hit, or any other questions that we have before we wrap today? Because we're going to be going live every day, every day at noon for the next like forever. We're going to be teaching how to use AI in ways that you never imagined before. I've got just so many hacks. I've spent the last almost 20 months just digging in on AI, all of its failure patterns, all the things it's terrible at. I know what they are. I know what it's great at. And then we built tools to help you get even more out of it. And so it's very exciting. Today's our very first day going live. And then we'll be back tomorrow at noon. And then we've got a webinar on Friday, or excuse me, on Thursday, where we'll be actually going through all of the Guardians and showing you how you can use those on your system today. If you like what you see here, you can go to AIGuardians.ai and grab your Guardians. What I miss, Allison? Did I miss anything?
It did sound like you said Guardians. So just to establish, though, it's singular, AIGuardian.ai.
Oh, Allison, thank you. That was horrible of me. Yes, AI Guardian, AIGUARDIAN, Guardian, .ai. And then you can go ahead and check out there. If you have questions for us, questions for Allison, questions for me, you can, what can they do? Do we set up our customer service? I don't think we set up our customer service yet. So what you can do is you can call me or text me, and we'll get you set up. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in here. We've got a lot of stuff to show you. We're gonna be live again every day at noon. So click the subscribe button wherever you're at. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever, just click the button. Follow us. Follow Brevetto. And we're gonna make your life a not living hell when so you don't have to deal with all the crazy failures that we dealt with when we were building these products. Deuces. All right. Thank you guys. Allison, thank you. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have a lot of fun doing this. Except for that lag is killing me. I'm gonna come over there and we're gonna fix that. Thank you, Allison. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And we will catch you on the flip side. Bye.